Well, it's rather flabbergasting, I have to say. I think back to spending hundreds of nights sitting in the upper deck at Shea Stadium. Think about Lindsey, Ralph, and Bob under my pillow for West Coast night games. The Mets have been an enormous part of my life. I was a Mets fan from the time I was 6 years old, and I know that Howie feels the same way about this. In many ways, we have been representatives of the millions of people who care deeply about the Mets and have followed them over their 60 odd years. We're fans who got lucky and got a chance to bring our favorite team home to people. And, to go in with Howie, who was like my brother from another mother, and with Howard and Al, who were two of my most favorite people to be around in that clubhouse and to watch perform on the field. I just think this is an incredible honor. And to have Jay alongside as well, who in many ways is the bastion of Mets history and is the touchstone for just about every player who's played for the Mets over the last 40 odd years. This is an honor that I could not have ever anticipated. And honestly, it's so otherworldly and so surreal to me. It kind of takes me back to sitting in the booth with Bob Murphy for 15 years and thinking, wait a second, I'm a 6-year-old kid listening to Bob Murphy under my pillow, and now I'm next to him working with him in the booth. It's that kind of feeling. It's like, I can't even believe this has happened. So my thanks to Steve Cohen and thanks to the Mets organization. And I couldn't be prouder and more honored. I honestly don't remember my first Mets game. My father was a Yankee fan, so the first couple of games I went to as a kid were in the Bronx. There was another father in the neighborhood who used to pile kids into the back of the station wagon and take them to Mets games. And we did that a few times. It was probably 65 or 66 when I went to my first game. But I honestly don't remember the first one. What I do remember is the experience at Shea, where you would be on that narrow concourse and then you'd walk out through the tunnel and see the expanse of green. And I know that so many kids have expressed the same thought about just how enormous and how green the field was. And that was always my first impression of Shea Stadium. And I've never forgotten that feeling, because it just makes you feel as though the world of baseball is so all encompassing, and it emphasizes how difficult the game is to play, the size of the outfield and the amount of ground that players have to cover. And to me, it was almost a welcoming feeling coming into the ballpark and being part of that large whole. Well, I've been incredibly blessed over the course of 34 years to work with fantastic partners. I mean, I mentioned 15 years with Bob Murphy, which just felt like a surreal experience. And obviously my connection with Ron and Keith is a wonderful one. And we've had a fabulous partnership over the last 17 years. But I have to say the two most special years I've ever spent on the air were the two that I spent in 2004 and 2005 working with Howie. And I have to say, going into it, I wasn't sure how it was going to work, because we have so many of the same sensibilities. And sometimes what makes a broadcast work is having, different points of view. But I'll tell you that those 2 years, I smiled probably more than I have my entire life, because we have the ability to finish each other's sentences because our experiences are so similar. And I would not trade those 2 years for anything. I feel such an incredible kinship with Howie. We didn't know each other growing up, but we had similar experiences growing up in terms of our connection to the Mets. And to be able to share a booth with him was one of the great experiences of my life. And I am so, so pleased that we get to, be in this class for the Hall of Fame together, because it wouldn't have felt right any other way.
I have to tell you that I learned more about how to broadcast baseball on radio in the 2 years that I worked with Gary than in all of the years before or since, because I didn't have Gary's training. I wasn't working in the minor leagues. I didn't hone my craft that way. I wouldn't say I necessarily fell into it, but there are always a series of somewhat serendipitous circumstances that land us in various places. And that's how I wound up first in the Mets TV booth and then later on in radio. But you could not find two more, and Gary can attest to this, I'm sure, disparate jobs in sports broadcasting than baseball on radio and baseball on television. Sorry, Gary, but baseball on TV is easy. You got daylight people working for it.
It's a layup.
Right, it is.
It's a layup.
Absolute layup. Baseball on radio is a whole different thing. And no one, and I feel very comfortable saying this, no one has ever delivered a baseball game to a listener on radio any more clearly, in any more detailed fashion, and any more vividly than Gary. And so I basically watched him perform his craft on radio for 2 years and picked up a lot of different things in terms of describing detail and never finishing a call until you've covered everything. And it's a long story to get into the specifics. I won't bore you with them. But, you know, Gary was my professor for 2 years. And it just couldn't have worked out any better. And I can't thank Gary enough.
Well, and I would say conversely, you know, Howie brought that mentality that made him such a star on Mets Extra, the ability to tell a story, to inject humor. And I think that I picked up a lot from that. You know, I for a lot of years, I was a little bit more focused, straight ahead, call the game. But I think that working with Howie, I developed a little bit more humanity on the air because that's more of his style. So I think that as Howie might have learned from me, I think I learned from him as well. And I think that has also served me well at moving over to TV, where it is more of a storytelling and background medium as opposed to calling direct play-by-play. So I think we definitely learned from each other and have both become better broadcasters for having worked together.